Sporty greetings. It's still the rewind season, so let's take it back to Saturday, 24th February 2024. I spent some time with British Nigerian boxer Richard Riakporhe, who at the time was prepping for the WBO World Cruiserweight title fight. Meeting the Midnight Train up close, I confirmed his champion mentality 100%. Let's rewind. Welcome to the Royal Resistance Boxing Gym in Kidbrooke, London. This is where Richard Riakporhe will be having a light workout session.
Arrived at the gym now, gonna put in some work today. Feeling good. Big news coming.
Riakporhe supports Naija 100%. His football knowledge is admirable. Listen to his analysis on the AFCON in Côte d'Ivoire.
And Nigeria is crying out for international sporting success, given the final the other day.
Yeah.
So close.
I'm gonna mention that they got dominated. I'm not gonna lie, they didn't deserve that. It was a good game. Yeah, it was a good game.
The gentleman appearance is gone, and shoes are properly laced up for a light workout.
The Midnight Train coming, live and direct. Richard Riakporhe. Naija know they carry last.
Yeah, that's it. Naija know they carry last. Riakporhe will be drilled by another Nigerian boxing ambassador, Larry Ekundayo.
It's like everyone that God has been putting through my path, and the kids I'm picking up on the street, half some of these kids I'm helping here. Not all of them can be a world champion, but they become a better human being.
As an amateur, Ekundayo won 110 out of 125 fights and became a professional boxer in November 2012. On July the 13th, 2018, he won the IBF European title by defeating John Tane in London.
A grown person, that they have to take responsibility.
Listen.
Do you know the phrases like this?
Then the music comes on. It's a Nigerian legend, the great Abamieda himself, Fela Anikulapo Kuti, providing good inspiration for the session. The Midnight Train made its professional debut on August 6, 2016, recording a 4-round points decision victory over Jason Jones at the York Hall in London. On November the 10th, 2018, with the vacant WBA Intercontinental Cruiserweight title on the line, Riakporhe defeated Sam Hyde at the Manchester Arena via an 8-round technical knockout. Hyde's trainer Joe Gallagher threw in the towel after his boxer sustained an eye injury from a dangerous right hook. Riakporhe is strong. In cruiserweight boxing, he is respected for delivering ferocious punches. He told me the source of his strength is his Nigerian background.
You know, my parents come from Delta Abraka, and we're only first generation here. So the psychological element is there and it's strong. You know what I'm saying? I grew up, I'm submerged in the culture since we was babies, you know. I know for certain people, they might be Nigerian, but psychologically they're not. They're wherever they're submerged in the culture from wherever they're living. So it's different, you know. They don't identify to where they're from at all. You know, there's no there's no knowledge or resemblance and stuff. But with me, I'm blessed to say that there is, and this is why we got a certain type of mentality that Niger, not the carry last mentality is it's a real thing. It's a real thing, and it's only until I start to elevate myself and my life, and I start to see other people in and around me, and not everybody has the same drive. Not everybody has that same, that same feeling or willpower to impose their will on the universe and try to make something of themselves. And I've seen it consistently throughout a lot of Nigerians. There's simple Nigerians that are not on the cameras like me, and not in on TV and stuff like that, but they are doing their things in their own field, and I want to give a big shout out to everybody representing in their own ways, any way they can, and also helping our people in some way, shape or form. It's a blessing, and I'm really happy and proud, to be a part of it. We're in a place and we're contributing to the society here, but at the same time we don't forget who we are. You know what I'm saying? We know our identity, and that's the most important thing. But yeah, it's I've been to Africa many times. I've even been up north, where nobody goes, to do some charity work not too long ago. And yeah, we're just it's in me, man. It's in me. It's in me.
Richard, everyone's talking about it's about time for Richard to get in there, have a chance at the world title. How ready are you?
I'm so ready. I feel like it's come to a point where it feels like destiny. It feels like with the trials and tribulations, a lot of people don't know how difficult it was just to get the shot alone, and so many events that took place prior to me getting into this position. I feel like it was meant to be. I feel if I wasn't in this mandatory position where they ordered the fight for me to challenge for the world title, I wouldn't have got the shot, because I'm already seen as a very dangerous fighter, and the guys in my weight category, they hear about me and they're scared. They're just like, I'm not fighting this guy unless I'm getting paid a bag load of money, or I'm not gonna risk it. So thankfully, we got ourselves, into the position, and now we're just ready to do the job. I'm hungry. My nickname is the Midnight Train, and the reason why they call me that is because when we go in for the kill. We go right through our opponents, and I'm just hungry. I'm just hungry, and I'm just ready to do my people proud.
Richard, I've heard people say you've got the deadliest punch in boxing. I've heard people say beautiful things about you. Does it flatter you?
You know what? Sometimes I remember in the beginning of my career when people used to tell me, "Oh, you got amazing power and stuff like that." I thought it was a norm. I thought everybody had the type of power. So when I came in the ring, when I was sparring for the first time, I was very wary of people's punches because I thought everybody had the same power that I had. So I didn't want to get caught with these type of shots. But then I realized that it's a gift. You have to be born with it. You can't just build to, you can't just train the power and to have a strong power punch. It's either you got it or you don't. It's to do with genes. From my Nigerian heritage, it's a blessing. My ancestors blessed me really well, and we're using it to do good, to bring good to the world. But at the same time, it can be a curse at the same time, because sometimes they say when talent don't work hard, it always gets beaten. And there was times in my career where I just relied on the punch. I didn't train. I just wanted to hit them with one punch because I've done it many times in my career. But then I stripped that away from me mentally, and I said, what? Imagine if I didn't have this power. What would I need to do to be these type of fighters? And that's when it took me back to that mentality, that philosophy, hard work and dedication. You need to work hard, hard. Work like you don't have the power. Work like you're a contender. Work like you're back in the rankings low, right at the bottom where nobody cares about you. And when I started doing that, I started to see progression in my life, progression in my career. Everything changed.
Richard, a world fight to fight is no joke. How well do you know the guys in your division? Who do you want to fight? Who don't you want to fight?
I know them very well. I know the guys. I know my opponents very well. A wise man once said, you need to know your opponents as well as you know yourself. You know, and me, I studied them from a long time ago. I already had them on my list, and I was checking them off my list bit by bit. I have a book, and I've planned my future in this book, and I've realized a lot of the things that I planned. And maybe the next time when you're here with me, I'll show you the proof. So there's dangerous fighters at the same time. There's fighters just like me that have their different abilities that are possible threats. The guy that I'm facing now, Chris Billam-Smith. He's a strong guy. He beat Lawrence Okoli, which was a shock to many people. So we didn't take him lightly. He's a very tough man. He's a tough man, but I've seen many gaps in his arsenal, and that's what we're looking to exploit. I've fought him before in the past, and I've beaten him already. But we don't dwell on past victories. We always think about the present, and it's all about doing everything we need to do in the present that takes care of the future. That's the mentality. You got another guy from Australia, Riakporhe, very strong, very let's just say spiteful type of fighter, left-handed fighter, and he's doing really well. He's making a wave on the world scene at the moment. He was a former world champion. He's also a prospect. Lawrence Okoli as well. Even though he lost his fight, he doesn't take anything away from him. He lost his belt, but he's still the threat that he is. And yeah, there's a few other champions and stuff like that we tried to make fights with, but it didn't materialize. Maybe in the future we can do things, but we'll see how it goes, because my plan is to move up to heavyweight, and I want to stamp my legacy in the heavyweight division, and that's something that I always wanted to do. Since I came into the game, I feel like the heavyweight division is the pinnacle of boxing. You have amazing fighters like Mike Tyson that came and dominated, Klitschko, Anthony Joshua. These guys, they made big names for themselves, and I want to do the same. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So it all depends. We'll see how things twist and turn, but that's the ultimate goal.
It points so hard, it put dents on my sticks.
Riakporhe's boxing experience isn't all about knocking out opponents. He told me the sport has enormous benefits. Richard, tell me about the Nigerian youth.
Oh man, it's a blessing. Nigerians all over the world, we're doing great things, and I'm so happy and fortunate that we're getting to a stage where we're able to come back and show the people, in our home country, what we're doing in this world. We're working very hard. The Afrobeat guys are killing the game now. Ashake, I was with Ashake in Paris for Fashion Week not long ago. Was out in the clubs, and it's so good to see everybody coming up. Omale, you got Burna Boy, you got Wizkid. Everybody has got this type of spirit, the Nigerians, and that's what we're starting to be recognized for. We got this hustler mentality, this hustler spirit. Everybody wants to make their name in the world and be remembered in some way. So we work hard. We work hard in everything that we do. The boys did well as well not too long ago in the African Cup of Nations. We were supporting down here. Unfortunately in the finals we got beaten, but it's all good because this is also building our character. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand. It's a character that gets you to the certain destination, It's destiny. Eventually, it will take you to a certain place. If I didn't have the character to be disciplined and to pursue my craft as a boxer and to show up every single day in the gym when I didn't want to show up, we wouldn't be having this interview right now. I wouldn't be fighting for a world title. So it's all about mentality, and I'm just so proud of my people, all around the world. And it's about time that we link up together and just show the world, how blessed we are.
But before I get to you now, I have to go past this. I don't care, I'll throw you up.
The benefits of boxing is crazy. I'm talking about in aspects of character, discipline, willpower, character. you have to do something. You have to go through something to be purged out of bad habits and bad ways of thinking. And boxing is, it's like they call it the circle, the squared circle of truth. You can't lie in the sport if you haven't worked hard, if you haven't trained and prepared yourself diligently for a fight. It will show sometime in a fight. And there are situations where there's exceptions where you might get lucky and you throw a big shot and you knock out a guy, but it doesn't happen all the time. It's rare. And, skills pay the bills, in this game. So once you understand that type of philosophy, you realize there's no shortcuts in life. You have to do, there's no quick, get rich quick scheme and stuff like that. It don't really exist.
Can you see the champs in the background? Anthony Joshua, Lennox Lewis, and Manny Pacquiao. The midnight train is coming, and he knows becoming a champion requires a lot of hard and smart work. He wants to be associated with greatness. He has started a journey. Can he go the distance? Fight the man in the mirror. Beat him up so good and defeat him. That's what he told me. That's Riakporhe's battle mentality. That's what has kept his records clean. Passionate, dedicated, and using boxing to make a positive impact. Richard Riakporhe, an absolute champ. That's Richard, the Midnight Train Riakporhe, top Naija ambassador. I'm super confident that he will bounce back stronger. On the next episode of Rewind, I finally met the Itaoma brothers, a family with an enviable passion and love for boxing. I'll see you again. That's it.